One shall dwell with the other. You go.
Yo, Little Crab here. This is probably my last build of the league. Been having a lot of fun, but it's time to start, transitioning to playing other stuff. So this was my money sink character, kind of the place to spend all my money so it doesn't just sit there and go to standard. This is an armor stacking Ascendant. There's lots of people doing it, and I wanted to get in on it too. And we have fit in a ton of ores, as you can see up here. We've got 90 all res. Besides lightning resistance, we want that negative. So 90 fire, 90 cold. We are immune to chaos damage because of chaos inoculation. And we're using Aegis Aurora to recover energy shield when we block, which we're at 75, 74. So we're blocking all the time. As long as we're getting hit, we basically can't die. This build is great for simulacrums. I run wave 30 simulacrums basically the last like 4 or 5 days. That's kind of all I've been doing. I get a show going on the other monitor and I just AFK in a simulacrum, basically hold down E and just spam smite. It's really comfy. For mapping, it's really nice. I've been doing 100% delirious maps. The only problem, the big thing that kills this build, is really annoying in maps. It's fine in Simulacrum because you're not moving much. Is the monsters with the siphon's mana circle, the blue circle around them that just like drains mana. That just drains our energy shield. It sucks. If you don't notice it, it just melts you. So I've been doing like 100% delirious maps with harbingers in there. The whole screen's blue because the harbs. So you can't tell when there's that circle. And the way to survive it is you have to flame dash into the center of the circle. It only does damage on the outside. Once you get in the middle, you're safe. But with stuff moving around constantly and it's hard to see, it gets me. That's where I'd say 90% of my deaths have come from. Everything else is very comfy. We can kind of just stand there, and as long as we're getting hit, we're chilling. So let's go through the gear in order, starting at the top. The helmet, you just buy a smite enchanted base, unless you want to do it yourself, which I wouldn't recommend, because the helmet's really easy to craft. You just throw Essence of Loathing at it for the mana reservation efficiency. Hope you get energy shield. You want res, because we are kind of tight on res. So pretty easy, and then you just roll your implicits on there. You want increased mana reservation efficiency and reduced mana cost of attacks. Then the sword, unique, very cheap. Buy a replica Dream Feather, put the enchant on if you want. The enchant was only like 500,000 DPS. I mean, it's nice, but you don't need the enchant. It costs like a divine, but you're sinking money. What am I saying? If you're doing this build, you're spending money. Put the enchant on, get the attack speed. The chest piece, Doryani's prototype, not much to say there. Rolls are kind of static. We don't really need life, so who cares? The amulet, this is a big one. This is gonna be like 20 divines, 14 to 20. You really want increased effective non-curse ores from your skills at least at 12-14%. And you definitely want your Searing Exarch to be higher than the Eater of Worlds so that you get Culling Strike from the bottom portion of this amulet, killing enemies that have 15% or lower life. If Searing Exarch is dominant. So this is a spendy amulet. This is what you want to go for. Aegis Aurora, 100C. Big defensive boost here. Our rings, you do not need a determination implicit. If you can fit it in res-wise, they're not expensive. It's just, you roll it yourself. But we are very tight on fire res. I'm right at 90. When I'm doing simulacrums, I throw on a ruby flask instead of my movement speed flask. You don't need a Quicksilver if you're just standing still. And even in harder delirious maps, depending on what I roll, if I roll elemental weakness, that's fine. I'll just throw this on and run a little slower. We do not want all res on anything. The whole point of this build is to get as low of lightning resistance as possible. We don't want anything to have all res or lightning res. But the rings are really easy to roll yourself. They don't cost that much. If you get the room, res-wise, a determination base is nice. You can grab a grace base, even better. It's only slightly better, and the cost is quite a bit more, but you're min-max and throwing money in, why not? This is just a basic ring. Your gloves are comb spirits. Make sure to get socketed aura gems on it as the implicit, because this is where we're putting in a lot of our auras, and we want Purity of Ice to get those +2 levels so that we can get up to 90% max resistances. On the belt, get Grace has increased aura effect implicit. You don't need the dex or intelligence. It's nice. I just found this one pretty cheap. And you also want a high roll. It's high for us, low for everyone else, of the minus to all elemental resistances. And this belt also has nice life regen on it. If you can get a higher roll on that, that really helps with the comb spirits, helps with our rage generation. So with the boots, you want to get either +2 levels to AoE or aura gems, preferably. So this way we could grab a level 21 grace. But those boots are way spendier, so to cheat this in, I grabbed boots with a +2 level to socketed duration gems. And then to get the duration tag on Grace, we buy a Val Grace. Means we can't get a level 21, but it's way cheaper. When you get the money, that's an upgrade I'd go for. You can get a 21 Grace. The really mandatory ones are Anomalous Increased Duration, Divergent Inspiration. This is going to make it so you can cast your Grace. And I really recommend a Phantasmal Val Smite. They're pretty spendy. 10 Divine. I think I got mine for 9. You can't really see it because there's so much text here, but mine is a 18% quality. Get at least 10% quality. Now this is not gonna look like it does anything for you in POB. That's because it doesn't actually work in POB properly. When you grab the Phantasmal version, the aura then also grants you attack and cast speed. For some reason, POB doesn't calculate this. It doesn't add it when you switch it over. So gaining attack speed with all of our increased effect is a huge boost to our attack speed. It's very nice. We've got Divergent Multi-Strike, damage on full life, volatility, awakened Ancestral Call, and awakened elemental damage with attacks. That's our main 6-link setup. For all our auras, we've got Anomalous Defiance Banner. We are using Phantasmal Ancestral Protector. This gives us attack speed. Phantasmal increases the effect of it. We've got Anomalous Wrath, Divergent Vitality. We're always on full life because our life is 1. It's just a little damage boost, and Vitality helps with Comb Spirit. We've got Haste, Val Haste, nice little attack speed button to push. Molten Shell, Berserk. Tempest Shield you can grab. I believe it's Divergent. Gives you spell block. I'm 1% off. I could grab it, but I just didn't feel a need to. Precision. Max this, level this up to whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm at 15. I really could go one more level. I have 60 mana, and this really doesn't cost much to cast. So I could really level it up one more time. Flame Dash. It's our nice movement skill. Divergent Determination is expensive, but I recommend it when you get the money. Purity of Ice. Make sure to get a level 21. This is going to help you get to that 90% max res. Clarity, level 1. It's not for the mana. It's honestly to just have another aura in there, which helps with increased damage for each aura I have affecting us. Discipline, level 21. Why not? I already went over the setup here. That basically covers it. For your Flask, you're just getting all of them with gain charges when you're hit, because we're constantly being hit, and you're going attack speed, armor. You need one with mana cost of skills during an effect. It's up to you which one you want. And I've got a couple here depending on what I'm doing. I put this on for harder maps or Simulacrum. I put this on if I'm doing Delve, because I like Delve, why not? Reduced effective curses and increased evasion rating. For our passive tree, we're Ascendant. We're grabbing Necromancer, Champion, and Path of the Duelist. These are for aura effect, basically. A spindy thing is the Brutal Restraint. A 1908, it doesn't have to be in any specific, like, conquered for a specific person. Just a 1908 of any of them, as long as it's Brutal Restraint, gives you Alchemist Genius. Gives you 2 of increased effective auras. Where's the other one? Here we go. And it gives us some cold res. Cold res is nice, but the main thing is Alchemist Genius and 2 aura effect. This is like, I bought mine for 12 divine a week ago. I've got a Watcher's Eye. The big one is you want energy shield while affected by discipline, and I would preferably grab reduced damage from critical strikes while affected by determination. That would be better than what I have here. And Melding of the Flesh is a big minus all res boost to get our lightning res lower, and it helps with our damage. And Thread of Hopes, we're using a large one here on the left. And is this also large? No, this is very large. We're using a very large one down here. Get them as close to -20 as you can. It gets really spindy, the difference between -20 and -19. So just whatever you can afford. A lot of the rest of the stuff is, you know, corrupted blood can't be inflicted. Clusters to get a bunch of introspections in here. I have one giving us discipline, mana reservation efficiency. You can find a way to move stuff around and get another introspection in there. Go right ahead. I know other people have. I probably could do it if I grabbed another 3 passive cluster. And we're also running a bunch of Tattoo of the Flock. These are like 80 to 100 C each. These are 1% increased aura effect. We're kind of just going in until we can't go any lower. The other one we're using is increased global defenses. This is nice with energy shield. It gives us armor, gives us evasion. According to POB, they come out to be the same, but POB, like I said, doesn't calculate the Val Smite, so these are better. They're just spindier. And yeah, that's basically it. The build only really needs level 97, 98. If I get 98, I would take one more 3 passive cluster. Oh yeah, we're using Honor Tattoo of the Warlord for +1 to all strength skill gems. Help our Val Smite out. Yeah, it's a really comfortable build. It's very fun. It's honestly really easy to set up. You just need the currency. It just costs money. But besides that, there's no crazy roll till you have a perfect item. It's just you're getting res on the things you can, and the rest of it just costs money. It's a fun build. I recommend it. Check it out if you want to do Simulacrums and just AFK for the rest of the league in there. Yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.